Hey guys, welcome to On Fire Roblox Scripting Extras, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how to basically add arrows onto a conveyor belt. So right now we have a conveyor belt that is going in the -z direction, as you can see from the assembly linear velocity. And what we're going to be doing in this video is just adding arrows that also go in the same direction. So to do that, what we want to do is go under the conveyor belt and then add in a beam. This beam is how we're going to be adding our arrows. And what we want to do after that is go under the conveyor belt and add in an attachment. So when you click on attachment, there will be this very tiny little green dot. It'll look something like this. And what you want to do is you want to just like move it to the edge of your conveyor belt. So like that. And then we'll rename this to attachment 0. And then we want to do a second one, but this time we'll put it on the other side of the conveyor belt, just like that. And what we also want to do is make sure that the attachment is on the top of the conveyor belt. So we'll do that for both attachments, just like that. So if I select both of these attachments, you'll see we have the two attachments on the side at the top of the conveyor belt. And what you also want to do is just rename your second attachment to attachment 1. So after you have your two attachments just like that, what you want to do is go into the beam and scroll down until you find the shape right there. And then on attachment 0, click on that, and then click on attachment 0 under the conveyor belt. And for attachment 1, just click on that, and then click on attachment 1 under the conveyor belt. And as you can see now, we should have a beam that goes from attachment 0 all the way to attachment 1, just like that. So you will notice that, well, depending on how you made your attachments, the beam isn't flat. So to do that, to fix that, all we're going to do is just click on the attachment, the rotate, and we're just going to rotate it. We're going to rotate both of the attachments until the thing is flat, just like that. And after it's flat, you will notice the texture starting to glitch out a little bit. So what you want to do to fix that is go back into the beam and then find the Z offset. And we're just going to change that to a very small number, maybe like 0.1. And the texture should now be on top of the conveyor belt. So once you have a beam, the next thing we want to do is find a beam size that you like. To change the beam width, we're just going to scroll down until we find width 0, and then you're just going to want to change that number to however big you want it. So let's say I wanted it 5, then I would change both of these widths to 5, and now I have a beam that is 5 studs wide on both attachments. So once you have your beam ready across your conveyor belt just like that, we're going to add in the arrow now. So if you have your own arrow texture, then you can just click on the beam and under texture, just paste in your Roblox ID for your texture. If you don't have a texture, then what we can do is go into the toolbox and just search up arrow. And preferably you want an arrow that either faces up or faces down. So for this tutorial, I'm going to use probably like this one, this white pointer that's facing down. So what I'm going to do is just click on that so it's inserted into Studio. I'm going to go into the texture over here. I'm going to copy the texture. I'm going to delete our white arrow. I'm going to go back into the beam. And under the texture, I'm just going to paste in that link that I copied and then press enter. So what you'll notice after you enter in the texture is arrows that are going across the beam. If you don't like how they look, what you can do is go into the texture mode and choose one of the 3. I personally like static because when you have stretch, it basically stretches the texture to as wide as what your beam is. So I just keep mine at static. And if you also don't like the speed, what you can do is go under the texture speed and just increase it. So like I can change mine to 3, and you can see the texture speed has increased. So when you go test out your conveyor belt, you may not get the same orientation the first time. So obviously I got pretty lucky and my arrows match my conveyor belt. But however, let's say they didn't. For example, let's just change our velocity to +5, which means our player is going to be moving the other direction, which means when I go onto the conveyor belt, I'll be moving the opposite direction of the arrow. So if something like that happens, so what you can do is just go into the conveyor belt, go into the beam, and scroll down until you find the attachment and just swap them. So attachment 0 is going to be attachment 1, and attachment 1 is going to become attachment 0. And as you see, beams are now going the other direction. So yeah, that is how you add moving arrows to your conveyor belt. If you like this tutorial, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!